sweet boy. He's so handsome.
Before we get to transplanting tomatoes, I just wanted to show you guys this really pretty unique flower. It's called a Florida paintbrush. Here I'm just going to be adding some black cow to these beds. That's a cow manure compost. I did amend both beds, but I wanted to add some compost to them. These beds are very new. This bed right here I used last year, but this other bed here I have not used at all. I only put a mulch compost in it, so it probably doesn't have very many nutrients. So I definitely wanted to get some added amendments before I put this cow manure compost on there. This is actually the day before we do the transplanting. It was so nice that evening that I wanted to go ahead and get it done, and I knew it was going to take me a while to get all these plants put out. So we will see you back in the morning and pick out the tomato plants we want to keep. Good morning, friends. Welcome to my backyard, aka my garden. We are going to be transplanting some tomato plants into the garden beds today. I only have two. There's one by the house and then one by the fence. I have a pretty small yard. I live in a duplex, and there's a fence between the yards. I'm very grateful to have a yard, but it is kind of small. I can still grow a lot though. I just have to get a little creative. So I need to go through these tomato plants. I have about 20, I think. I have 20 varieties. And I started double of each, or two of each. So I have to decide which plants are the best and which ones I want to plan out. I think I'm going to keep the other ones for a week or so and see if any of the transplants don't do so well, and then I'll use those as backup. And then whatever I don't use, I'm going to see who wants, and if I can give them away anywhere. I know that around me in Florida, there's some plant swap places and that, so I could take them to those and not waste them. They were started from seed, so it really wouldn't be that wasteful. It's not, I didn't go spend, $20, $10 or $20 on a start, but it still makes my heart sad to not use them, So a lot of you'll see, I'll show you in a little bit, leaf miners have been a really big problem. They haven't killed any of the plants, but some of the leaves look really, really sad. And some of them are yellowing on the bottoms. They don't look the greatest, I won't even lie. This is only my second year gardening, so I'm still learning. I may have waited a little bit too long to plant them out. I don't know, maybe they need some fertilizer or seedling. I wouldn't think so for the amount of dirt I put on them and that, but yeah, so I am actually going to go through right now and separate out which ones I want to plant, which is the best out of the two of each that I planted. And then we're going to plant them out into the beds. I have a handy dandy notebook here. I put, it just has squares that are my beds. So I have how many can go in each bed. I have multiple, how many indeterminate did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 indeterminate and 8 determinate. So the reason I'm doing so many is because, like I said, this is only my second year gardening. Gardening can be very challenging in Florida, especially for the warm weather crops such as peppers, tomatoes, stuff like that. And I want to see what works best and what produces the best. What's the most disease resistant, bug resistant. So I'm just trying a bunch of different variety. I want to go ahead and get it done this season, and then I can just use whichever ones I think work best and go from there for following seasons. Oh, it is way more humid out here than I thought it was going to be. It was really nice last night, and this morning it's cloudy, so I have that going for me. But it is humid, and I'm getting a little bit late start. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I wanted to start when I got up at like 8, but I woke up with a headache. I'm not sure if it's the weather or I did something to my neck or what, but I woke up with a headache the past couple days. But it's going away. Got my caffeine. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So these are what they're looking like. So this is mostly our determinants, that's why they're smaller. And then I have a whole another tray. Like I said, they don't look the greatest, but hopefully they will perk up. And I'm gonna take a lot of the bottom leaves off anyway because of disease and stuff, so we'll see. I did a lot of Hawaiian varieties. Sorry, my patio is kind of a mess. So I'm hoping they work well for our humid, hot climate. So these two are San Marzanos, so I definitely think I'm gonna take this one. I'm just gonna kind of separate these so I know. All right, Cherokee purples. Oh my gosh, look at the roots. I didn't even see. Ah, there's a frog. It just scared the crap out of me. Anyway, there's a lot of roots. Okay. All right, anyway, Cherokee purple. I mean, the one's taller than the other, but I think I'm gonna go with the one that looks a little greener. They both are flowering. That's probably stress related versus ready to produce fruit, because they are definitely ready to be put out. So we're gonna do that one. Brandywine. I just like the flavor of these. They don't grow super well. They are super susceptible to all the things. And I actually only had one survive. So we don't have to make a choice there. And then these are our tomatillos, which are gonna go in a pot. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe how many roots are going on here. I actually have 3 tomatillos, but this little guy, he won't stand up. He's looking pretty sad, but I could bury his stem down in the pot. And I mean, his greenery and stuff looks great. So I might try to keep him. I'll just put him in the pot with the other 2. All right, and these are koalas. Ah, come on. Uh-oh. I don't know. This is ridiculous. Okay. I don't know if I can get this out of here. Ah. That's the pot, my paper pot's crumbling a little bit. So we have that one. And we have this one. These might be determinate. I have to look it up. I'm not sure. Oh, that one has another little one growing in there. I didn't even notice that little guy. I think, oh no. I think I'm gonna go with this guy. I don't know. It's so hard, especially when both of them are doing okay. So I'm gonna put tomato plants I already know do pretty well in my yard into the bed by the fence. It doesn't get as much sun. So I don't know that they're gonna do amazingly well, because I grew a few on my patio last year, which they did okay and they were in pots. So I think they will do pretty well, but they won't get as much sun there. So I want to really test the ones over in my bed by the house, which does get full sun during the winter. So I get an actual good test out of the ones I don't know yet, because I want to whittle this down a lot. I want to have like 3-4 varieties max that are my go-to, because I want some slicing tomatoes, I want some cherry tomatoes, and I want paste tomatoes, or not necessarily paste tomatoes, but tomatoes to make sauce and stuff with. So I think that's going to be the plan. The ones I know, I'm definitely going to put in that bed. I'm going to put ones that I don't know too in that bed. We'll just have to kind of play that by ear and see what happens. Martinez Roma is a determinant. And I put in here when I started seed, when it sprouted, when I up potted it, and then I'm going to put when I transplanted it and first tomato harvested, how disease and production was. So that's what's going to be in this notebook for me. I know these are going to be crowded. I just want to see what does the best. I don't necessarily care about productivity this year. I'm going to have so many plants, it's probably not going to matter anyway. But I want to see what does the best so that later on I can worry about productivity. And we can work with what is the most disease and pest resistant and produces the most. So then we'll worry about spacing and productivity. I mean, they're still going to have a decent amount of space, which I think will be fine for the determinate. The indeterminate probably won't get as big or be as productive as they would if they had more space. It's fine. I'm okay with it. Ooh, that sun is starting to come out. I hope the clouds come back. It's getting a little toasty in here or out here. Coffee break. Oh, I'm so glad my headache went away because I really wanted to get this done today. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, so it'll be perfect. I was thinking I had 20 to put in the beds, but I don't, because 2, Silvery Fir Tree and Tiny Tim, are in my green stock. And then Tomatillos are going in a container. So I think I'm gonna do the Hawaiian varieties over in the bed by the house, because I really want to see how those do in full sun. I really want to try to grow more onions in that bed too. So I'm doing tomatoes and onions in each bed. So I really want to try to do more onions in that bed, but I really want to plant all these in the bed to see how they do. I don't know. I don't know what to do, because I tried to grow onions in that bed last year, but the problem was the carrots shaded them out. So I'm going to do onions in both beds. I guess it doesn't really matter. I tried to do carrots and onions together, but I did way too many carrots versus onions, and the onions ended up like golf ball size. So we're going to do carrots in containers this year. Try that out. At least until I figure out what tomatoes I want to grow long term. All right, so we only have 6 and 2. Maybe I'll just leave that like that. And then I'm going to grow my broccoli in containers also, but I could set them in the bed and see how they do in that area. Or I could plant them there and then have container ones too and see what does better. That's an option. Because those are inside growing because they're still little babies. And I tried to start broccoli in my bed last year, and they got about this tall and all of them got eaten. All of them, down to a stump. I was very, very sad. So I got no broccoli last year. Okay. So I just got to figure out where I'm going to put these. So I think I'm going to do the 4 along the back. I like doing this part, but not while I'm trying to do this. I try to do this while I'm, can't sleep or just don't feel like doing something hands-on. I like to plan, but I don't like to have to plan while I'm trying to do the other stuff. These are all determinants, and then these are all our indeterminants. And these are all varieties of bigger ones. Like I only have one yellow one, but these are all a variety of cherry, Roma, and larger slicing tomatoes. So like I said, I don't eat that many raw tomatoes besides salsa or pico de gallo. So it doesn't really matter to me if I get big, huge tomatoes. Whatever will make good sauces and that kind of stuff. I also wanted the flavor. I want to try the flavor of each of these and see, because I like a sweeter tomato. I don't like them super acidic, because grocery store tomatoes, I don't eat at all. I think they're disgusting. My first experience with a good homegrown cherry tomato was actually my friend. He made me try it. He was like, no, you have to try this. He said, well, give me a napkin, because the last one I tried, I spit directly on the sink. Like, it was disgusting. So I tried it, and surprisingly, I was like, this actually tastes kind of good. And I started growing my own tomatoes after that. So, yeah. Grocery store tomatoes are not it at all. Oh, my red currant has little flowers starting on it. Oh, so does the Super Samarzano. It's probably just because they're stressed. Whoops. All right, guys. Let's get these babies in the ground. I took those trellises out when I cleared out this bed. I left them in there for a little while. I honestly just didn't feel like putting them away. That's my compost. I did not use my own compost. It is still composting. I've been adding stuff to it. I feel like everything just sinks in the ground here. That's probably why these trees are doing, part of the reason that tree's doing so well. But I just got some black cow and put on top. I had other dirt, put that in, put the black cow on top so I'd have some compost for them. Let's get a couple supplies. So really all I need, I'm gonna use the bigger shovel because they're in bigger pots. And then this is my little knee support. It's literally, it's just a workout mat. Okay, well, this is my shed. Super exciting. Oh, this is my little yard. So I told you, I live in a duplex. That's my neighbor's yard. This is my yard. See, it doesn't take a lot of room to grow. You just have to be a little more creative. Thankfully, my landlord used to garden, and he is okay with me making some bed, tearing up a little bit of the yard. All right, I guess let's start with setting out the back ones. I think I'm gonna take these out. So my family all have dogs and they like to run through the beds. So there's a snail already in here. Look at that guy. What are you doing? I don't like it. Get out of here. He'll probably end up back over here, but he's gone for now. I hate spider webs. Okay, so these are for this bed. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Oh yeah. These trays are awesome. I love these things. This is so pretty. I don't know what it is. It's native. It just grew. It's so pretty, but it grew behind my grill. So I got to trim it back quite often. It grows pretty fast. All right, so let's get these three guys in the ground. So I'm not going to plant these any deeper than their containers because I did that when I up-potted them. So I don't want to stunt them any more than need be. And they have plenty of roots. I think they will do just fine. You could put this in there with the newspaper on it, I suppose. Oh, geez. Okay, I might have to with some of them. But whatever newspaper I take off, I'll put in the compost. Look at these roots. Whoop. All right, it's as easy as that. Excuse me. So these, I use the popsicle sticks to label just because they're easy and cheap. I don't care. I'm going to write down where I put everything in my handy dandy notebook, where I put everything. So I do. I mean, you'll see some sticks in here. It's actually just stuff that I had in the bed prior. It's just stems and stuff. This is a sweetie. I had one in the bed over here all summer. It lasted through the summer, but it started to get more disease and stuff. So I already had these planted. All right, 2 down. Only about 18 more to go. Not true. Ish. 16. This is Amy's sugar gem. This one did really well. It was over to the left there of the bed. And it produced a lot, and it produced for a long time. This Amy Sugar Gem, it's bigger. It's a cherry, but they're bigger. They're not like the teeny tiny little cherries. So I liked them because of that, and the flavor was pretty good. All right. 3 down. All right, we got one whole bed planted out now. I'm gonna put straw down. That's all I have. So I'm gonna use it up. I'll be putting leaves and stuff in there when the leaves from the oak tree start dropping for cover, because this soil will dry out so fast. It has to have cover, especially during this like summer warmer months here. All right, on to the next bed. It's getting a little sweaty out here. So if you live in Florida and you're gardening, make sure to take breaks and drink water all the time. Even if you're still drinking coffee, drink some water too. All right, here's our tray. We have 9 to go in this bed. We had 7 in the last bed. Okay. All right, in this bed we actually have a sprinkler. Thankfully, it's one that does low spray. So it helps keep this bed a little moist. But like I said, I've only put containers over here. I haven't put anything in this bed. This is all new soil and stuff. So I'm hoping that this bed works really well. We will find out. So we're gonna refer back to our handy dandy chart. We're gonna have 3 in the back. Getting my notebook all dirty now too. All right, 3 indeterminates in the back. 2 in front of that, and then we're gonna have 4 determinants kind of around that. I still have tomatillos to plant. They're going in a container though, they're not going in the beds. And I'm gonna put all 3 of them in the same. I don't know that the one's gonna make it, it's really flimsy. But we'll have at least 2 so they can pollinate each other. I had to plant a bunch of seeds. Last year, I only planted a couple, or no, I think I planted 3. And 1 died as a seedling. The other one died when it got a little bigger. It was very interesting. I don't know. So I started like 6 this year, I think. And 2 of them are doing well. And then we have this guy. So we'll see how they do. That'd be cool if all 3 of them, because I would grew, because I'd really like to make salsa verde. And I have a jalapeno plant that's growing really hot jalapenos. But I like salsa verde with a little heat. Not a lot, but a little bit. And that would be lovely. All right, so we're gonna push this one down in here so that we can bury the stem a little bit, and hopefully it'll stabilize a little better. There we go. Oh my gosh, the sun is so hot. After I get done doing this, I'm definitely going in to take a break. I am just dripping sweat, it's disgusting. And that sun just came back out and is beating down on my back. Oh, come on. I need water. I need AC. That's the thing about gardening in Florida. You have to take breaks. As much as you want to get stuff done, you just have to. All of these tomato plants have been sitting outside in full sun for a few weeks now. So they're well accustomed to the wind and the sun and the rain and all that good stuff. So they should be fine. Sun-wise, rain-wise. Hopefully transplanting-wise. All right. I actually have a little bit of mulch already in this pot. We're gonna put more in it, but that's gonna be when I come back. I will see you again shortly. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm all cooled off. I got some water, I got some food, not sweating anymore, which it's still really humid out here. So by the time we get done doing the rest of what we need to do, I'm definitely gonna need a shower anyway. So it's okay. We are going to mulch the tomatoes, water in the tomatoes. You wanna always water in your seedlings. So if you want to know a little more about the varieties that I planted today, I will go over them with you if you want to stick around to the end of the video. I will go through if they're indeterminate, determinate, why I chose them. I live in central-ish Florida, so maybe this will help you choose in the future what you want to try. I will, once they're growing and producing, I will go over how disease resistant they are, bug resistant they are, and how they produce in our hot weather. So let's get to mulching because it's supposed to rain this afternoon and I don't want that dirt splashing up on. We're going to use straw. That's what I have. I got it last year. It was my first year gardening. I didn't know what to use. So I would just use leaves, but the oak leaves haven't started dropping yet. So once that breaks down, I'll replace it with leaves because we'll have some by then. So let's get going with that. Tai-Tai, what you doing? He likes to hang out with me while I'm gardening. He likes to try to eat the compost, which is disgusting. But that's dogs for you. All right, let's get this in here so we can go in and get cleaned up. Now it does have some seeds in it. From experience from last year, I will have to weed some of it, but that's okay. It prevents worse weeds from coming in, and it prevents the stuff from getting dried out. So it's worth dealing with. Once my onion babies are ready, I will plant those out here with the tomatoes. I'm not being too particular with this. I have plenty. I honestly did not think this would go this as far as it has. Tyson, quit eating that. Tyson's my little yard buddy when I'm doing stuff outside. Unless it's really, really hot, he likes to be outside with me. So you'll see him. If I'm doing gardening, he will most likely be out here with me. So you'll see him in the background every now and then. If I'm in the kitchen, a lot of the time he's there with me too. You might hear his collar or see a little tail sticking up or whatever. That's just him hanging out. Well, in the kitchen, he's wanting me to share. He's wanting me to pay my doggy tax. Okay, good enough. On to the next. I'm excited to get to use this bed this year. I did not get to use it last year. So when we had the two hurricanes back to back, Milton and, what was the name of the other one? I don't know. I try to forget. Anyway, we had two hurricanes back to back. And the second one, it ended up, the water came in this wall and on the side. So I did not get to use this bed because the landlord had to do something to the house. I don't know what, but so I just had my pepper plants in containers and I had them over here. They just weren't in the ground. They were just in containers sitting over here. So I'm really excited to get to use this bed because the sun shines on this one a lot better than it does the other one. The one over by the fence that we just did gets a lot more shade during the winter, but it's sunny during the summer. And this one gets shade during the summer and sun during the winter, which is actually what we really want. So this spot is much more preferable for especially growing like the warm weather crops and stuff. because our UV index, it's like 11, 12 during the summer. And then during the winter, I think it gets down to like 4. So it decreases a lot. So we can actually, during the summer, we could not do full sun. Like full sun, if something says full sun, it means like 3 hours, 4 hours max, maybe. And as intense as it is, some of them can't even tolerate the sun at all, but don't grow in the shade, so we just can't grow them. But during the winter, it's great, but you have to have full sun. So I'm really, really hopeful for this bed. I'm really excited to get to use it this year. See, as much hay or straw, whatever, that I just used, I barely dented it. Like, I don't know how they pack it in there, and there's so much. All right, let's water this stuff in, and then I will write down the stuff in my notebook. I cannot forget. Oh, I gotta mulch the tomatillos too. Let's do that first. All right, we can't forget the tomatillos. Oh no, this guy's, oh, he's so sad. I might need to put a little spike or something. Hold that guy up, support him a little bit. He's so sad. He's very limp from the transplant. But I would rather him be limp on the straw than on the dirt. So I don't want to get in any diseases. Not yet, anyway. They haven't been alive long enough yet to support that. So disease is inevitable here. It's just a matter of time. You just have to do your best to keep it at bay, keep your leaves up off the ground, and hope for the best. Can't forget to water in the tomatillos. I hope that little wilty one comes back. He's looking really, really sad. I hope he perks up before it rains, otherwise he's gonna get smashed. But I only need 2 to pollinate each other, so these 2 look amazing. They're actually already producing flowers. I haven't decided if I'm gonna pinch them off yet or not. I probably will, so they can get a little bigger. Now this one will get watered by the sprinkler. The other one does too, but not evenly at all. It doesn't have a sprinkler like this in it. It has like a big one that goes across it. So the one end gets watered decently, but the other end does not. So I'll definitely have to be more diligent about watering that bed this year. Oh, these are so little compared to the other ones. All right, guys, I think we're done in the garden today. I'm gonna go in, take a shower, get cleaned up, and then I will go over all the varieties of tomatoes with you. I did this later in the day, but I just wanted to show you the supports that I'm gonna be using for the tomatoes. We're back inside in the nice cool air conditioning. It is a little warm and humid out there today. It's October, the beginning of October, and Florida's still pretty hot. We had a little reprieve for a week or 2, and then it just got humid again. So I'm really hoping that in the next couple weeks it calms down a little bit. It's not even the temperature. The temperature has dropped, but the humidity is not going away, which is highly annoying. But it makes me very thankful for air conditioning and running water. It's the little things that makes one thankful when it's super hot and humid out. We are going to go over the varieties that I planted out today and why I picked them. We're going to start with the silvery fir tree. It's a dwarf. That's one of the ones that I planted in my green stock. So the main reason I chose that one is because it's a dwarf and it's disease resistant. It also grows 4 to 5 ounce tomatoes, which surprised me considering it's not even supposed to get 2 feet tall. So that's why we're trying that one out, because I would love to be able to grow small plants but get larger tomatoes. Win-win. Tiny Tim, that is the other one that I put in my green stock. That grows about a foot tall. It says it can grow inside. I mean, the other one you can grow inside too, but since this one only gets a foot tall, it'd be a good option for that. But it gets about 3/4 inch size cherry tomatoes. I have heard good things about them. I don't know how I'm going to feel about the size. I saw a video of one and it looked like they were pretty small. We'll see. I don't love teeny tiny tomatoes because I don't eat a lot of them fresh, so we're going to try it. So the bush beefsteak tomato is a determinant. All these first ones I'm going to be telling you about are determinants. So those grow about 8 to 12 ounce tomatoes, good for short growing seasons. That's the only reason I chose that one. So it was harder to find determinate tomatoes that were more disease resistant, more pest resistant, stuff like that. So, I mean, if it can grow faster, the more likely it is to get hit by that stuff. So, Martino's Roma. So those are 2 to 3 ounces and meaty. Those were suggested on some other site as being good for warmer weather. So we'll see. Napoli. Determinate, paste tomato, disease resistant. Helani or Helene. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one either. This is a determinant. It grows 6 to 8 ounce tomatoes, resistant to hot weather diseases, and very sweet, which I'm a fan of. Homestead 24, 12 ounce tomatoes, good for hot and humid regions, resistant to cracking. So when we have our big, it doesn't rain as often this time of year and as we get into winter, but when it does rain, it pours. So that would be wonderful if we could prevent the cracking from that. And then the last determinant is Kewalo, Kewalo. This is also a determinant, and it grows 6 to 8 ounce tomatoes, disease resistant, good for hot and humid climates. So we shall see how that one does. Sungolds, I have seen other people grow them down here and they do well. It's a small cherry tomato, probably about an inch cherry tomato. They're pretty sweet. They're good. They're like a yellow color, hence the name. Regina's yellow grows up to pound-sized tomatoes. The rest of these are indeterminate, by the way. Up to 1 pound tomatoes and does well in high heat. I wanted to try, I've never had a yellow tomato personally, because like I said, I don't eat store-bought tomatoes unless they're made into sauce or something, because I think they're disgusting. But I have not had a fresh homegrown yellow tomato, so I want to try that. See what happens. You never know until you try, right? I think crab legs is my favorite food, and I didn't try that till I was in my early 20s. So you never know what you're going to like, and you might find your new favorite thing. Wolford's Wonder. So this was actually a gifted seed when I bought the other ones. This one grows 10 to 16 ounce heart-shaped tomatoes. So I don't know if it's more like a paste tomato or if it's going to be a watery heart-shaped tomato. I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out. Brandywine, I actually grew this one last year. It was a free seed when I bought other seeds last year. I really like the taste of Brandywines. They taste really good. They can grow up to 2 pounds. It would be hard, I feel like, to get them that big here. The biggest one I grew last year was 1 pound, and I was pretty proud of it. It was like the size of my hand. It made me happy, and they taste good. So then we have San Marzano. I also grew this one last year. One plant did really well. One plant did okay. It's a paste tomato. Then I got Super San Marzano. My logic is if it's super, it'll do better than the regular one, right? So we'll see. I'll let you know. Cherokee Purple tastes good, grows well here. I have seen like every Florida grower grows them. So we're going to grow them too and see how they do in my yard. Sweetie is a 1 inch super sweet tomato. Like I said, with the cherry tomatoes, it kind of depends. I do like to make sauces out of cherry tomatoes. I think they taste really good because a lot of them are sweeter than the bigger tomatoes. So that one actually I did grow last year. It did not produce a bunch of fruit, but the plant stayed alive literally until a few weeks ago when I took it down. And it had some disease on the bottom, But even with the pest pressure that killed other plants and all the disease, it survived it. So I figured, why not try again? If it can make it through the summer, that's saying something. So I planted it, I think in, I don't know, it was in the spring of last year. Like, well, technically the winter, but it grew into the spring. So we'll see how it does for fall planting. And kind of same thing with Amy's sugar gem. It did slow down, and it succumbed to bugs a little more than the sweetie did, but it was producing fruit up until a couple months ago. It's October. So it produced until it got really, really, really hot. So I'm excited to grow that one again. It grows about 1.5-inch fruit, 2 ounces. They're really sweet, make really good sauce. So the last two are currant tomatoes, which I don't know if I'm going to like or not. We're going to find out, because the Hawaiian currant's pea size. It's very sweet. I just figured it's a Hawaiian variety. It'll probably do good in the heat and humidity. And then the red currant, 1/4-inch size fruit, sweet, slightly tart. Patrina from Homegrown Florida said she grows red currants, and she lives somewhere in Central Florida too. So we're going to try that one. Like I said, I don't know about the super tiny ones. I can't remember, I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. There's one that a bunch of people grow down here, and they say it's heat resistant and all that stuff. And it grows like pea-sized tomatoes. And I was not a huge fan. It tasted just like a regular acidic tomato. I prefer the sweeter ones. So I'm not going to grow that one again. I'm growing the tomatillos too. So we'll see. This will be my first year actually being able to grow those and hopefully produce them, because I'll have more than one plant. But I am going to go make some dinner and relax for the night, I think. It's been a long, hot day, but it was productive. So it's been good. I love gardening. It's just a little hot and sweaty sometimes here in Florida. I hope that you are having a wonderful day, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you next time. Bye.